What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can make a super cheap foaming pump sprayer. Now, foaming pump sprayers are great. You can use them to apply pre-treatments to your paint before you wash your car. You can use it for your wheels and tires. You can use it on your interiors, all that kind of good stuff. You can just add whatever chemical you want, dilute it with water, and then you have a foaming sprayer that you can apply nice sticky foam to panels so that you can, same idea with the foam cannon on a car. I like the foam to be able to stick on there onto the surface so it gives it more time to do what it needs to do. Also, I don't like spraying when I'm working interiors. I don't like to spray a ton of chemical right onto the surface. It gets too wet and saturated. It makes me nervous to get into the electronic components of your door switches, all that kind of good stuff. So having a foamer, although it's still wet, it reduces some of the moisture in the content of the chemical, but it still does an absolutely fantastic job. It's also one of those oddly satisfying things. It's nice to work with foam while you're cleaning your car. So I have a couple options here. I'm gonna walk through them and then we'll show you how to make a DIY super cheap version for yourself. Okay, so I have a couple of different foaming pump sprayers on the table here. One from Adams. You can get them in different sizes as well. This is one of the smaller ones. This is just your basic pump up foaming sprayer. It does have a nice pressure release valve here, so you can just pull on that, it releases the pressure, and then you can open it up. So that one's great. We also have one from SGCB, and these guys sell, I don't know if they sell anywhere else other than on Amazon, but they sent me this one and it's fantastic. So it's a typical pump up sprayer. Again, has a pressure release valve, but it also has the ability where you can back this off and you can actually inflate it with air compressor, and you can just use that to inflate so you're not constantly pumping. Really cool feature there. This one also has a locking mechanism, so when you pull the trigger, you can actually press that in and it'll just continuously spray. So a fantastic choice here as well. And then I also have one from IK. Now IK is known to be the leader in all these kind of spray bottles and foaming pump sprayers and all that kind of stuff. So I do have one here, if I can get out of the box for you. So right here, they just have a really nice base to them, really fantastic quality, nice strong pump sprayer. Again, similar release. I mean, if you look at these two, they're very, very similar, the Adams and the IK. It's just obviously the Adams is the smaller version, but also a very, very good choice here. So then with this IK, they also make a version similar to this one where you can, instead of pumping, you can inflate it, essentially, with compressed air. So now this one looks like it has a trigger lock here, but it doesn't. That's just a locking mechanism. You can push it over and then you can't spray it. Push it back, but if you try and pull the trigger and then push that in, it doesn't hold it. It's just a safety mechanism so you're not constantly spraying on accident. Okay guys, now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to make one of these foaming sprayers for about $6. I picked up this little basic garden multi-purpose pump sprayer at my local Harbor Freight. It was $6.50. It was a little bit of a discount too, so it was like $6. So I'm just gonna show you guys. This thing does not foam right out of the package. This is just a traditional, you can put your chemical in there and spray, it's just gonna come out like a normal sprayer will. I will say right off the bat guys, the SGCB, the Adams, and the IK, build quality on all those is phenomenal, like really, really good. This one's not as good, but again, it's only gonna cost you, it's sub $10 to do this. So with these other options, you're typically in the $30 to $40 range. Whether you're on a budget or just can't justify spending $30 to $40 on one of these sprayers, then this is probably the best solution for you. I'm going to be doing a whole test on a bunch of different soaps, testing the cleaning ability of them, and I wanna foam them up onto a panel. So I bought a ton of these. I'm gonna convert them all into foamers and then make it happen that way. So, but here we go guys. So basically all you have to do, there's very simple components to this thing, right? You have the bottle, you have a little feed tube, and then you have the little air chamber that you use to pump it up, right? So very, very simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some Super Clean diluted down into this pump sprayer, and I'm gonna spray it and show you guys how it sprays without the foam. Okay guys, so again, just full of Super Clean diluted down, no mods to this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it on the tire so you guys can see how it works. And yeah, it's kind of like, you can see that there's chemical in it. It's a little soapy a little bit, but extremely runny. So with this one, what we have to do is remove this front piece, right? This thing does not have a pressure release valve, so you just have to loosen it up and let that pressure out that way. Okay guys, so what we want to do, like I said, is you want to add a little foam filter right in here. Now, if you take this off though, let me try and back this one off real quick. There is a component in here that is like a little mechanism that connects to here. So if you try and put it right into this spot, this won't compress properly and all that kind of stuff. So as you can see, there's this little piece right there, and then that goes into a little spot made for that. So we don't want to put it there because that will affect the operation of this whole thing. Where we want to put it is not necessarily this. As you can see, there's this piece that you can loosen on the front that changes your spray pattern a little bit, but we want to take the rest of it off. And typically it's not actually screwed in there. There you go, you're able to pop it off. And this is where we can put our filter. So we can actually stuff it right in there or right in here. And I'm just gonna do both. So where do we get the filter for this? Well, basic Scotch-Brite pad here, guys. And I'm actually just going to cut up into little strips. You can cut it up any way you want. Some people like to shred it up a little bit, but I'm just keeping it really simple. I'm just gonna cut it into a little square so that it fits in there. Okay, just like that. And I'm gonna insert it right in here. Okay, now we just gotta take the other little piece and put it back on. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna take another little piece of Scotch-Brite and put it right in here. Okay, then we just gotta fit that back over the top and press it back on. There you go. Hey, and now last but not least, we're gonna unscrew the cap, and we have to put a small little hole in the straw. And that just lets it aerate, I guess. It just gives it the ability to create more foam. So I just have this little poker here. I'm just gonna do it just a little bit down from where the head of the unit sits. Be careful with this part, guys. Don't poke yourselves. There we go. That is in. You can see water started coming out of there. So go ahead and put that back down in there. And then we can build the pressure back up and go test it. Okay guys, so we're back to the tire, and the pump sprayer has been all modified. It has the foam sprayer inside of it now that we made, and the pressure's been built up, and here we go. So there you go, guys, a simple little hack to make your basic pump sprayer, your cheap, get it anywhere, Home Depot, Harbor Freight, Lowe's, whatever, and how you're able to change that into a foaming pump sprayer. Save yourself a bunch of money. Now I will say, guys, again, it doesn't foam as well, and the build quality is not nearly as good as the dedicated foam sprayers. However, it's so much cheaper that it may just be the right fit for you. So just decide on yourself. I will link the foam sprayers that I use down in the description for you guys. The IK and the SGCB. I really like that one actually. That one works super well. But anyways, guys, I'll link both those down in the description. I'll also link some basic pump sprayers so you can do the mod and get that thing foaming yourself. Remember, just add a little bit of Brillo pad or Scotch-Brite pad into the head of the unit, and then poke a little hole in the straw and you're good to go. You're gonna be getting some foam. So that's it, guys. I hope that video helps you. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you're subscribed, turn on the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.